seconds before news, and I'm buying manual trading a demo account with $10,000 in it. I just set an arbitrary one, and I'm buying at the market. As it drops, I've got buy limits below me. If we get to 30, I'm buying more. This is my trade plan. I'm risking the whole account. There are no stops in this account. I have buy limits. I've right mouse click, put in a buy limit, buy low, sell high. Remember this rule? So I was going to stream this, but my system is not accepting my sound card. I did set a take profit. I'm trying to make, I'm going to put here 8.8 pips. 88, I'm sorry. 88, okay, take profit. It's not a lot of dollars. It's just about, I'll make like $60 here. Now I'm using almost half the account in margin. I got my finger on the trigger. I'm going to buy everything that dips on here. Okay, this is just, the problem with trading is that today, maybe the entry for the next week, you're already in the buyer's window. Anybody that's been buying this basement level. This is the buy zone. There's no way around this shit. Trading's for morons. Just park your brain at the door. This hole. Then we have this one. And then we have this one. Goes back deeper. Oh shit. I gotta take that ABC off there. I keep using it. But this is more of a unique price area because it goes back to this low. There's a big fat wicks. And then here. We're going to put buy limits beyond this, right in this window. This is our little place to farm prices. All happening at 8:30 in the morning as they auction into fresh prices. I am down 678 bucks here. So, the question is, how does it make you feel? Like you're tied to the whipping post, I suppose, if some of you. $10,000. Let me make this real simple. You could agree with everybody and disagree with everybody because you could just say, listen, I have a stop. It's set at 10 grand. I could lose this whole account. It's only been 3 minutes. Now trust me, if you're trying to buy low right now, I'm up $100. I could have got out. You see that? Anybody's out. Okay, see, I'm up. Look at, I get out of something. I did set a scalp in here. This is my best winning trade right now. Now this is not really, you can't really do this in the United States because first in, first out, nannies. I have a little bit different exit here. Okay, so the thing that I think that is disturbing about the market is that this price may never be tagged. And if it is tagged, it's going to take, this is the weekly euro dollar, it's going to take 2 fucking weeks to drop. How do you feel about that? Do you want to ride it down to that? If you were trying to trade the new high theory, I should write a book, define what new highs mean to me. Any high that's higher than any last high is a new high in some regard. But what is the context of price over time? Okay, I'm going to buy some more here. because I'm up 220. Now I'm going to throw in, now I'm going to scalp out. So when I scalp around this trade, if I retain a couple tickets here, then I will actually, now in my opinion, today is the day to buy the euro dollar. It's Friday. You are 1.5 months into a new year. All the big boys and hedge funds that take them forever, they're getting filled down here. I saw my buddy Clevesis had a EA that was looking for banker entries. Not necessary. If you have the patience to wait for this day, this wick fill, you also have to have the patience and not trade too big. This is a $10,000 account. I could take this account in 2 weeks. If I loaded the hell out of it and padded it so I could take it to 20 grand. Now, I've been trading with 5 grand manually on this account, and I'm able to make anywhere from $8,000 to $13,000, but that is the limit for $5,000 in this account, literally maxing the account out. So these are all the demos I've been running, continuously running. There is a math equation of dollar risk to leverage of blowing everything up. I'm going to buy another one. Now, since I'm on the weekly chart, I could drop down to the 1 minute chart. It really kind of fucking blow your mind what's going on here as far as the depth of market, so to speak. And what the hell, right? I got to bring this vacuum down here. And then this one also has to come to here because this is still a very prominent issue. Now, if you look at it like this, then it's very simple and very elementary that this is the fucking place to get in. Now, the trend line guys that draw trend lines on close and project them into the future are going to claim, dude, can't you see? This is the ultimate fucking entry. Whereas the market maker is getting in there too. Now, I don't know if that's a quinky dink or this is a conspiracy, but this is what's happening. If you project off the lows, which is also what I learned from the RSI guy, it's the side things that you learn, that you're projecting off of the last known price pulse. Okay, and this is probably some Gartley crab butterfly entry too. Okay, I'm up 1,000. I'm going to buy one more. I'm going to buy one more. I'm going to let these guys scalp out. I'm going to scalp one more of these. I'm only looking to make 8 pips. There's a guy that has a video called 20 pips a day. How about 8 pips a day? I'm arbitrarily trading at 1.24 standard lots right now. Is it possible to trade like this? This is what makes me want to blow my brains out with that guy at the guy that trades like this. I think you know what I'm talking about. He trades this big in the United States. First in, first out. Okay, well, first in, I'd have to remember, okay, that first ticket, that has to be the scalp in the United States. You've got to get the fuck out of that trade before you can get all excited about another trade. And if that's true, you'd have to have single drop scripts. You couldn't even run a robot, I don't think. You'd have to double click down here, come in, and say, okay, buy limit. And I've got that script in here, but they're one case. I'm trading this big because there's 10 grand in this fucking account. Okay, I'm up 800. I could close out all winnings. I do have a script to just dump on everything that's up right now. And that's going to be the other thing. Just dump out everything that's up right now. So close all, or close ticket here. I can pluck them off one at a time if I drop this near the nearest ticket. So I can take that bottom buy limit off if I want. Also, you have to turn on the, under tools, you need to turn on automated trading. Otherwise, it won't do that trade. So you just plucked off one of my, I'm risking the whole account. Risk of ruin is 100%. But the funny thing is that in the United States, if you want to trade commodities, you got 10 grand in your account, you're trading the ES 500 or whatever the fucking thing is. All that shit is going to be like, oh, look, see, so I scalped out of something. See, I only made $74 with an 80 8.8 pip exit because, and of course, I don't have this to the right number to make it a standard lot and do the math like that. So I'm only up $500 now. Now that was quite a rush, I must say, to be up $1,000 with $10,000 in the account. Now anybody could do this. Now I'm up 1,000. Should I get out? Now what's happening is there are people that are on the 1 minute chart. Now we're in this window right now. What is people's mindset there? I got a new template here with giant candles. Candles from hell. I think this is it. These are there's some. I made a 16 here. These candles are 16 pips wide, 16 pixels wide. I took the code and made the bars just humongo bungo for. Now I'm up 1,500. Should I get out? Should I just take this money and run? This is the problem with trading. You can demo trade the shit out of this stuff and realize, yeah, that trade. But the funny thing is that what if you were trying to buy this thing all week? Because it's low. In other words, your first logical entry had to be, if you're playing like a chess game, this guy Ranko's like, you know how to play chess? Yeah, I pretty much do. In other words, if I have this, like this is your rooks, okay? This horizontal shit is like the file or the rank on a rook. And if this is the bishop, these angular lines are the bishops, right? Everything comes together. If I take this line, this is the weekly, so this is a very low noise chart. And I drag that up. I get a perfect double top becomes a bottom reflection point. And if I scooch this up, if you can see that I'm actually a little bit off, probably on this line, geometrically speaking. And of course, the problem if you draw the trend lines on the wick tips is that you have to take into consideration that this candle is so damn big that it kind of offsets you from the vertical time a little bit. You know, if I take this and cut here, you know, it's not really the center or the top of that wick is probably right on this rooftop, so it's a little bit off where the closing prices are dead on. Better than doornail. I'm up $2,000 right now. I could get out. Okay, I could bank it. And I've actually scalped out and made $800 on the ones that I've said, you know what, I'm scalping that. And I think all the scalps are gone. I'm actually holding onto a position here that if I let it go, I think that I really am taking some heat on this account. I'm using $3,000 of margin now. With $5,000 of margin, if I go whole hog long, this is a samurai trading technique. But what's the fucking difference? In other words, if I open up 10 accounts, and I know people don't like this because they think it's some type of like ghetto style, but let's face it, if I take 10 accounts, so $1 million, we bought $100,000 and I put 10 grand in each account, and I just trade the fuck out of one of these accounts. And 3 of them win, and 2 of them are blown up, but the 3 that win have gone to $1.5 million. Now what? I mean, really? I mean, you made 80 grand. You took 10 grand and you made 50 grand. Now that is conceivable. There's a limit because if you're going to push the whole account right off a cliff. See, I was up 2 grand right there. I should have gone out. So your mind set trading this big, and I really don't know what I'm totally in here. I'd say it's probably in 10 standard lots right now. Now, this is something you could keep track of. I understand when people are asking me, they probably still are, how can you trade all those little tickets? Granted, now I could take this, I could pluck this 140 off and just consider this a part of a scalp, but then the greedy part of my brain says, fuck no, this thing's going to, in the next 3 weeks, this is going to be at 113. That's only 50 pips north. That'll be worth about 10 grand in this account. About 5 grand maybe. And this is how big I'm in right now. So, I'm just going to post this. I wanted to stream this, but the problem is I cannot get my software to talk to my other software. Anyways, I'm going to just manually trade this really big because people like that big number and they think that that's somehow, in other words, it is, but see the problem, it's a double-edged sword. How do you feel about being up a grand, down a grand? And we haven't even made it to the opening of the Dow Jones yet, for God's sakes.